Hi everyone, and welcome to my Proverbs home. This podcast is about family, homemaking, and faith. I hope you have your cup of tea or coffee, or if you want to, you can do some work around the house, some homemaking you have to catch up to. Maybe there's something you want to fix and you want to keep. Whatever it is that you're doing today, I hope that you can sit back and enjoy. Fix it and keep it. Listen while you're homemaking podcast. This is your first time here. Feel free to subscribe and click on that notification bell. If you have something while you listen to this that you can fix, why not go on ahead and take that something out? Maybe it's something that's too big, like a piece of furniture, and you're actually sitting in front of it, thinking about getting rid of that piece of furniture and buying something a lot more expensive. How about we get some ideas today in today's podcast, how we can replenish things instead of getting rid of it. We live in a society that it's all about getting rid of what you don't want anymore. We've learned to not cherish the things that God has blessed us with, even if it is an old purse that you have, or an old pair of shoes, an old dress, or an old hat. There's something special about doing things the old-fashioned way. At least to me. There's something special about me fixing something in my home and reusing it for something else, and then standing back and looking at it and just really liking and feeling good about the project I just completed. What about you? Look around your home as you listen to this. Do you see anything on your walls, anything on your table that you yourself made? It could be a quilt. It could be something you crocheted. It could be a picture that you painted. It could be something you revamped. Maybe it's a piece of furniture that you fixed up, that you brought home. Nobody wanted it, and you painted it, and you put new knobs on it, and it looks beautiful. There's a good feeling that comes with that. I think that's true education, when we fix it and we keep it and we do it ourselves. Too many things are store-bought, and everybody has them. Because I guarantee you, if you buy something at Walmart, there's someone else that has the same thing you have. That's why I love to go thrifting. That's why I like to go thrifting, and I like to find something that maybe somebody's had in their closet for a very long time, and that by now maybe no one has it, or maybe a very few people have it, and I can bring it home, and I can fix it and sew it. I got it for very inexpensive, and I can wear it. There's just such a good feeling that comes with that. Now, I will be honest, there was a time, if I had something that was torn, or if I had something that I felt was deemed unfixable, I would throw it out, or I would just donate it and get rid of it. But now I'm learning to keep things. I have these cute square quilt patches that I got at a garage sale or thrift store. I can't even remember where I got them at. And I have quite a few of them. And I've learned to use them for different projects. And it has felt so good to stand back and look at something God has given me to create. We have lost the times of taking time to go for a walk, taking time to look at the beautiful fall leaves, maybe picking some of those leaves and taking them home with you, putting them on a string with a clothespin, and putting them on your window, putting a candle in your window and watching the candle flicker in the evening time, and look at the beautiful sunset with the pink skies that look so beautiful. We've lost so much of that because we live in a fast to everything society. We even do that with the clothes and the things that we have in our home. We're very passive with them. We take those old clothes and we're quick to throw them in a donation bag or to even throw them away. Instead of thinking, how can I fix this blouse? How can I turn this jacket with the shoulder pads into something really nice that I can wear? How can I take these trousers and make them fit if they're too long? How can I take this dress that I have that doesn't fit on top, but the bottom fits well, and turn it into a skirt? How can I take this old can and decorate it really nice and make it something beautiful, maybe for some flowers? Because we live in a society that tells us we have to have everything new, throw it out, throw it away, and sadly to say, we even treat relationships like that. In this society that we're living, it's all about what makes us feel good, put ourselves first, do what we want. That's the real life. But I'm here to say today, that's wrong thinking. We got to stop being passive as homemakers and use the education that we have. Now, when people think of education, what do they think of? They think of education, going in a classroom, sitting down, getting a degree. They think that those are the educated people. I was hearing a conversation the other day, and they were talking about how some people were very educated in this conversation that I was listening to because I was sitting right where they were talking about it. And I thought to myself, common sense is more important than having all the degrees in the world. How do I know this? Because I have a degree. That's how I know this. That having common sense and wisdom is more important. So if you're a homemaker, you're a homesteader, you're a mom, you're an aunt, you're a sister that's raising your nieces and nephews, and you know how to budget your home, you know how to save when you go shopping, you know how to cook a delicious meal, you know how to revamp those clothes and get extra wear out of them. You know how to fix soles on the shoes that the children can still run around in the yard with. You know how to go to the thrift store and find things for very inexpensive and entertainment for your children. You know how to save when you go to the supermarket. To me, that is being educated. That is being wise. That is being smart. It's having the common sense when it comes to the cents that you're spending in your life as far as money is concerned. The other day, I went to a thrift store. Now, this was the thrift store I've been to before, and I bought 2 dresses for $2. They were $1.99 each. Well, I decided I'm going to go back to that thrift store. I found 3 dresses. One is really pretty, has these beautiful florals. Another one was a really pretty, like a burgundy wine dress with pretty flowers. And another one was like a sweater dress that I can wear over a pair of trousers because it was kind of short. Then I bought this nice vest that I can wear over a sweater when it's really cold out there and I need extra layers on my clothes. And I bought this really pretty dress that was $4 and it was a nice green color. And guess how much I paid? I paid $13 for these beautiful dresses that I found. $13! And I was so excited. Now, the dress that had the flowers on it, the top was tight. So what I am going to do, I am going to turn it into a skirt. I'm going to cut off the top. And because I love the dress so much, the bottom is going to be a flowy skirt. Using the sense that we have, instead of throwing everything away, knowing how to buy things on discount, I know we're living in a time that prices are high. I know people are complaining. I'm one of those people that prices are high. But do you know you can still go shopping and find groceries for very inexpensive? You just have to know when to go. You have to know when to look around. You know, there's this song from the 50s, you better shop around. And I think it's so important. We need to shop around. We need to go around and shop around before we just go to one place and we just stick to that one place. Even if we have a friend that we can exchange things with. See if, I've had my best friend give me dresses that don't fit her, and I've given her clothes that don't fit me. We haven't just gotten rid of them, we just exchanged them. And sometimes that is a great thing to do. That is a very wise thing to do when shopping. It's not just to go on ahead and be quick to get rid of things and spend more money and find ourselves in a situation that we're in debt. There's a great book that I found. It's called Wardrobe's Quick Fixes. And this book is by Jan Saunders. Now, I bought this book. It almost looks like the size of a catalog. It's a nice thick book. I got it for 29 cents. I thought this was a great book to bring home and to add to my homemaking collection because it's so great. This book shows many different ways you can revamp those clothes that you have. Maybe you have that jacket that has the shoulder pads inside that you've had since the 90s and it's still hanging in your closet and you're thinking about getting rid of it. You just haven't. How about taking out those shoulder pads and making the jacket something new for your wardrobe? Maybe you have a pair of trousers that are way too long and you're thinking about, I should just donate them. But there are a pair of trousers that you can use when you go into the store. You could even wear them in your home. How about getting some hem tape and hemming up those trousers? Maybe you have a sweatshirt that you just think is dull and gray. Why not put a really nice iron on your sweatshirt and wear it out or wear it in your home? They have so many pretty iron-ons at Hobby Lobby, or you can go actually on Amazon and find yourself a pretty iron-on and put it on one of your sweatshirts. What about those dresses that may be tight on top? Maybe you can revamp those by cutting off the top and using them as skirts. Or maybe you have a dress that's tight on the bottom, but the top fits really good. And you can just use the top under a vest. There's so many ways. What about that blouse that you have? You might have a little stain on a blouse, but you love the blouse and you never wear it because it has a stain. What about adding one of those pretty brooches that Walmart is selling at this time of year and using it for Christmas and dressing it up? How about adding those brooches to maybe an old hat that you have? These are things that I have done. But this book that I found, I'm going to go through it for a second. Let's talk about jacket sleeves. And I'm going to read a little bit, and maybe this might give you an idea. Sleeve bands are metal spring-like circles that fit snugly around your forearm without strangling. If your sleeves are too long, simply put your hand and forearm through the band, then pull it over the sleeve. Position them about 4 inches above the hem of the sleeve. Then using your other hand, pull your sleeve up from above the band. The band keeps your sleeves up out of the way. What I like to use too is those scrunchies. Those scrunchies that go on the hair, you can use those to put around your sleeves to pull your sleeves up. If you're wearing a nice jacket and you just want some extra style to your jacket. Right now at the Dollar Tree, they have really nice LED beautiful lanterns for your home. They are battery operated, but they are so pretty to put around the house. And what's great about them, they give your home a beautiful ambiance and also will save you money on your next electricity bill. True education comes in when we continue to learn, when we continue to create ourselves, when we fix things instead of throwing them away. I remember the times when we had an old radio in our home and one of my brothers would fix it. I remember when people had old watches and they would fix them themselves before they took them to a watchmaker. Even clocks. What do you have in your home that you feel you can fix on your own? My husband, he purchased a very old Victor phonograph where you play records on. And nobody wanted it. We got it for really cheap. You know what was wrong with it? The little needle that plays on the record. So my husband got the phonograph and ordered a pack of needles online from, I think it was eBay. And guess what? Now we get to listen to old records. It's little things like that that people forget to do. They think everything has to be new, bigger, and better. And bigger is not always better. Newer is not always better. A lot of the furniture they're making now is made of particle board. And it's not the best and it doesn't hold up well. Now, I've had a comment from my subscribers saying how much they like our living room furniture, our Adirondack furniture. When you see the Adirondack furniture, my husband made those. It was a wedding gift to me. He made the 2 side tables and the huge entertainment center where we have our small fireplace at. And that's very special to me. That means more than going out and buying it. It was him going, getting the wood out of the woods and building it himself. Sometimes we think bigger is better. Instead of taking that old piece of furniture we have, working and fixing it and beautifying it. Maybe you have an old dresser and you're thinking of throwing it out and going and spending $500 on a new dresser. Why not take that dresser, sand it down if it's possible, paint it or stain it, and buy some new knobs for it at a thrift store? And you have a new dresser. Now, talking about this book, Wardrobe Quick Fixes. I was looking through this book and I really enjoy it. Let's read one more. Let's see what other wardrobe quick fix we can find in this book. Heat and bond iron-on adhesives allow you to improve ready to wear by personalizing it with appliques, ribbon, lace, trim, plus much more. So those old dresses you have, or those old shirts or sweatshirts or t-shirts, add a little bit of lace. Like I was saying, iron-ons, just different things, ribbon. Add those to your clothes. True education is not just about having a degree. And you've achieved those things in your life and you're able to use them to bless your home. That's wonderful. But us as women, homemakers, homesteaders, women of this modern world, we can still do things differently. We can set the beat to our own drum as far as homemaking is concerned. God's given us so many abilities to fix it and keep it. He's given us the abilities to think outside of the box, and we never stop learning as women. I'm not talking about to be above our husbands, to belittle men. That's not what it should be about. It should be to perfect our homes, to make it cozy and comfortable, inexpensive, using our money wisely. I hope you got something accomplished while you were listening. Maybe you were revamping something while you were listening. Maybe you were cleaning your fridge. Maybe you were throwing something in the crock pot. Whatever you were doing, it's homemaking. But remember, before throwing it away, before donating it, think, can I reuse this again? Can I use it for a different purpose? Instead of throwing all your books away and getting rid of all your books, look at the ones that will help you with homemaking. Look at the books that you have. Check out different books when you go to the thrift store and see what they have. Like I said, I bought this book for 29 cents and it's called Wardrobe Quick Fixes. This is such a nice book. It's just really so interesting. It's definitely an older book, but it talks about buying one, getting one free. You know, that's important, to go for those sales where you can buy one and get one free. So check with your thrift store and see what days they have their 50, 75% off. To see what racks they have the dollar clothes on. You can also check those clothes to see their handbags. Maybe you'll find a dupe of one of your favorite bags and you can bring it home and clean it really well. What about in your home, the purses you have? That you can add a flower to them. You can add a little keepsake to them, a keychain, and make them really pretty, and even add ribbons that you could tie around them, or really pretty scarves. Thank you everyone for joining me today, and I hope that you enjoy Fix It and Keep It, and it gave you some ideas of some things you want to revamp in your home. And if you've already revamped something while you were listening to this podcast, please leave it in the comment area and tell me, what do you have at home that you have fixed up and that you really get a lot of joy out of it, and so does your family. God bless you all. I love you all, and I'll talk to you next time in my Proverbs home.